But today, I also wanted to reveal our key cast members who will be voicing Mario and his friends in the movie. First, of course, is Mario, who will be played by Chris Pratt.
Woo?
Next, Princess Peach will be played by Anya Taylor-Joy. I can't wait to see a very spirited Princess Peach.
Woo?
Mario's little brother, Luigi, will be played by Charlie Day.
Woo?
Bowser will be played by the one and only Jack Black. I'm expecting a monster performance by Jackson.
Oh cool, Jack Black! He'll make for a great Bowser. Hello!
Okay.
Who are you people? Hey everyone, DylanBandicoot here. I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty excited for the upcoming Mario movie. So excited in fact, that I decided to talk about my top 10 Mario games today. Let's go! When I started working on this video, I just knew I had to start with a Mario Party game. But which one? Well, my favorites have always been Mario Party 8 and Mario Party DS, so it was just a matter of choosing one of these. 8 has the best boards in the history of the franchise if you ask me, hands down, but the minigames are sometimes very questionable, if not straight up bad. Whereas DS has great boards, great minigames, a unique concept never done before in a Mario Party game, and of course, last but certainly not least, DS has the best single player campaign / adventure mode in the entire series. I'm always a sucker for a good single player adventure mode, so yeah, my number 10 pick is Mario Party DS. I'm gonna be honest here, I hadn't played this game for over a decade until I started working on this video. And I am happy to say that this game holds up super well. Bowser has shrunken Mario and his friends, so now all of the environments are ginormous, making for some of the most unique and charming boards and minigames in the franchise. The touchscreen minigames are really well done, and the same can be said about the microphone minigames. Oh yeah, the adventure mode has freaking boss battles. So cool. And yes, this is still your traditional Mario Party game, which means you can sometimes get screwed over really badly. Seriously? The star freaking showed up 2 spaces behind me? Are you kidding me? Oh my god, I lost a duel against Toad and now the mother has taken 2 of my stars. Alright, time to buy the big guns and cheese this thing. Whether you're playing alone or with friends, I really recommend playing this game. It's the best. And speaking of playing with friends, you only need 1 cartridge and the other 3 players can just use DS Download Play. I have many fond memories of playing this way with family members as a kid, so dust off your DS's and party like it's 2007, or 8, or 9, or whenever this game came out. Super Mario RPG, Legend of the 7 Stars. Man, I love this game. This was Mario's very first RPG, developed by Square Enix of all companies, back when they were still known as Squaresoft. When I played this game for the first time on the Wii Virtual Console, I was surprised by how well this game held up. It's fast-paced, has a lovable cast of characters with quirky humor, an engaging story, and just very fun, yet simplistic RPG mechanics that mesh surprisingly well with the Mario franchise, especially at the time. For the very first time, Mario, Peach and Bowser were working together on an adventure. I can only imagine how mind-blowing that must have been back in 1996. And of course, the best part of this game are of course Geno and Mallow, especially Geno. Original characters that really stand out and are really useful in battle too. Who says Mallow is useless in battle? I wanna have a quick word with them. Oh yeah, there's also a Final Fantasy super boss in this game, and it's the coolest thing ever. And if you defeat him, this happens. Hashtag Geno for Smash. On number 8, oh look! Mario Kart 8 Deluxe! This game came out in 2014 and is still in the middle of getting brand new content somehow. Well, after a 4-year long hiatus. Mario Kart 8 is the very first time I truly, genuinely enjoyed a Mario Kart game. I don't know why, but I always thought Mario Kart games before 8 were pretty meh for some reason. But I bought 8 on launch day back on Wii U and absolutely loved it. In retrospect, I probably bought the game because the Wii U was kinda lacking in games and I was desperate. But hey, at least that made me finally fall in love with the franchise after not enjoying it on previous consoles. This game is absolutely gorgeous and the racetracks are super cool and unique. It's kinda funny how my favorite characters are Link, Other Link and Isabelle. Those are not Mario characters! And my favorite racetracks are of course also not Mario related, funnily enough. Mute City and Big Blue from F-Zero, Hyrule Circuit with lots of amazing Zelda references, Animal Crossing, my favorite! Amsterdam? Oh, and the brand new Yoshi's Island track is so good too! I can't get enough of all the creative references! Mario Kart 8 Deluxe will forever be my favorite gambling game. Yes, you heard that right, I just called it a gambling game. I mean, it sure feels like a gambling game when you're in first place for 3 entire laps with no problem, until right before the finish line you get hit by a bunch of items that ruin the entire race, if not the entire cup for you. This guy's salty. Pachinko! Sandbird!
What is it you're afraid for?
Sunshine. Can we all agree that Super Mario Sunshine is the weirdest Mario game of all time? I remember buying this game in around 2011, thinking it was gonna become my new favorite 3D Mario game. I've always loved beach levels in video games, so having an entire game filled with levels like that was very appealing to me, and the flood mechanics looked like a lot of fun. But then I played, and the game was very difficult and janky for a Nintendo game. I've never played a janky Nintendo game before. I mean, it's not super janky or anything, it's just very janky for a Nintendo game specifically. I usually expect higher quality from Nintendo, that's why I fell in love with their games in the first place. But I quickly found myself getting stuck at this game for some reason, and then I just gave up. I would occasionally come back to this game to give it another chance over and over and over again. But I always got stuck eventually, and then when things were finally going right, my stupid third-party memory card corrupted, and eventually I just gave up giving this game more chances after like 6 times or something. That is, until Super Mario 3D All-Stars came out, which included a remaster of Sunshine. And this time, I had no issues. I was able to beat the game with no major problems or frustrations in only 2 sessions. I even 100% completed the game with ease. Huh? I was finally able to enjoy Sunshine for the very first time and I had a blast. And all of a sudden, it was one of the most fun 3D platformers I had ever played. This was a pretty lazy remaster, so why was I no longer having any issues with the game? My theory? I probably had major input lag when attempting to play the GameCube version, making the game way harder than intended. But seriously, this game is weird. Who the hell came up with the Sandbird or the freaking Pachinko machine for that matter? And why is this the only Mario game with voice acting? Bring it back, Nintendo, you cowards! We just got a ladder, we just got a ladder. I wonder who it's from. This one comes from Chris Brett. He says, my favorite Mario character is Gino. He's really good at stomping those dang boogles. Oh Mario Galaxy, oh how I love you. This is one of Mario's most magical adventures, hands down. It's Mario! In space! The concept of walking around on looping planets is so cool. And the motion controls are simplistic yet fun. Nothing too annoying or tacked on here. Oh, the soundtrack. Oh! It's orchestrated! This fits the epic space narrative so well. Hearing an orchestrated version of Bowser in the Dark World from Mario 64 in this game for the very first time was so epic. Space Junk Galaxy, my beloved. Oh, and everyone remembers Gusty Garden Galaxy and its music. Remember when this was Nintendo's unofficial theme song for a while? If you 100% complete the game as Mario, you can also play as Luigi from another dimension. Oh yeah, and how could I forget about the introduction of Rosalina and the Lumas? It took a while, but eventually they became mainstays in the Mario franchise. Unlike Geno. I also really like the Comet Observatory a lot. It's like a warp room from Crash Bandicoot mixed with Peach's Castle from Mario 64. And reading Rosalina's storybook is always a good time. Man, I still remember the day I first played this game like it was yesterday. I can't believe that was 15 years ago. We've reached the halfway point of this top 10, and this is the point where an unpopular opinion or two might show up every once in a while. On number 5, I don't have Mario 64, but instead I have Mario 64 DS. And yes, I know that the controls in DS are not as smooth as in the original, sometimes questionable even, and you can't do this anymore. But in this version, in addition to Mario, you can also play as Yoshi, Luigi and Wario, each with their own unique abilities. I love this so much! Just the fact that I can play Mario 64 levels with freaking Yoshi and his flutter jump and act throw is enough to sell me on this game. Mario is the all-rounder who can wall jump and inflate himself?
Just like a balloon.
Luigi has the jumping skills, but he can also briefly walk on water. This joke has been overdone. And Wario's just heavy and strong. But going back to the quote of worst controls, are they flawed? Yes. Are they bad? No. The game is still perfectly playable. I never had that many issues with them. It's a fair trade-off for all of the amazing new content you get in this version. And hey, you can always play with a 3DS circle pad for at least a more comfortable feeling for your thumbs. Another thing that I love about this game is the fact that there's 30 brand new stars, including brand new levels and boss fights. Heck, this version of the game introduced the silver stars. And then last but not least, there's the mini games. Let's be real here, we were all addicted to these as kids. And we all learned how to gamble from Luigi.
Hey kids, wanna play some Kart?
Before we move on to number 4, I just want to quickly say that even though I prefer 64DS over Galaxy and Sunshine, I do prefer Galaxy and Sunshine over the original 64 for some reason. So that just goes to show that a little bit of extra content can really be a game changer, and I'll happily take some flawed controls with them. In the year 2000, we got what was originally meant to be a follow-up to Super Mario RPG, Paper Mario. It's Mario! But he's flat. Paper Mario is once again a turn-based RPG, but with even more new mechanics that can really change up the gameplay. Like the partners, for example. Mario will meet all kinds of fun partners to work together with on his journey. Essentially party members, but you can only use one alongside Mario at a time, unlike in Legend of the Seven Stars. This game has a very similar structure as your average Zelda game, and that's probably why I like this game so much. Each chapter has one dungeon with puzzles, and your partner's abilities are basically your items. Like Koopa, for example, who kinda works like a boomerang, or Bob-omb, who can blow up cracked walls. Yeah, this is Mario meets Zelda, but as an RPG, alright. But then there is the badge system. This is so clever. I love experimenting with these and seeing what combinations of special moves and abilities work really well together. Oh yeah, and Mario gets freaking defeated at the beginning of the game. Which means that every single time you make progress in order to stop Bowser, it gives you this very powerful feeling. Like you can climb back up from the jaws of defeat feeling stronger than ever. Oh, and Peach is badass in this game too. Paper Peach will always be the best iteration of her character. Oh, my stomach hurts so bad. What did I eat? number 3 I have Mario and Luigi, Bowser's Inside Story. This game is awesome! Mario, Luigi and many more of their friends are sucked up by Bowser, although Bowser himself doesn't remember doing that. Now Fowlful from the Bean Bean Kingdom wants to take over and rule the Mushroom Kingdom. Of course, Bowser refuses to let that happen. He wants to be the ruler of the Mushroom Kingdom after all. It is now up to Mario, Luigi and their new friend Starlo to help Bowser from the inside. Bowser doesn't realize that it's Mario and Luigi helping him though. What's really cool about this game is that you can not only control Mario and Luigi, but also Bowser in turn-based battles. Playing as Bowser is so much fun, and he's such a silly character in this game too. Mario and Luigi's actions can have a big impact on Bowser's body, such as improving his strength so he can pull an entire island. But it also works vice versa. Bowser's actions can have an impact on the terrain Mario and Luigi have to explore inside his body. For example, if Bowser is drinking water, his pump works will flood, allowing Mario and Luigi to swim in there and explore more easily, so they can once again fix another problem inside Bowser's body, so he can soon make progress again. I know that there's also a 3DS remake of this game, but I will always prefer the original DS version because I slightly prefer the more cartoony looking art style. That said though, the Dream Team art style the 3DS remake uses isn't bad at all either. Also, the DS version runs at 60 frames per second, whereas the 3DS version for some reason runs at only 30 FPS. But I do prefer the remastered soundtrack. The original DS sound chip wasn't always doing this godlike OST by Yoko Shimomura justice in my opinion. It's a shame I can't listen to the remastered OST while playing the original version though. But the original OST does hold up well. It was already godlike after all, so it's not that big of a deal. Whether you prefer the DS version or 3DS version doesn't matter. Both versions are absolutely fantastic, so just play whichever you prefer and enjoy. When I started making this top 10, I never expected to put Super Mario Odyssey on number 2. I bought this game on launch day. I 100% completed the game in about 2 weeks if I remember correctly, and then I never looked back at it. Even though this game was my dream 3D Mario game in many aspects and I was really hyped for the game and really enjoyed it too, it just didn't stick with me. It wasn't very memorable for some reason. But when I came back to record footage for this video, oh boy, did I have fun. So much fun in fact that I had a hard time putting down the game. Why was this game not memorable to me again? Well anyway, and that is the story on how this game went from number 5 to number 2. Odyssey is one of the most original Mario games I have ever played. This game is so colorful and wacky. I mean, just look at the new Dunk Citizens.
That's one can do.
Also, you can become a T-Rex! A freaking T-Rex! You can become almost anything in this game. Possessing creatures and using their abilities never gets old. Trying to find what I could possess next just filled me with excitement. I actually recommend playing this game with 2 loose Joy-Cons if you can. Throwing Cappy in any direction you want with the Joy-Cons is very fun and satisfying to control. Oh, and you can also play dress up with Mario now. And just like with Barbie dolls, you can strip him. Well, almost. Censor the nipples! I know that the game gives you a lot of power moons very easily, and that this can be a deal breaker for some people. But this honestly just makes the game feel very rewarding all the time. It's great! My favorite character in this game is a dog with a hat. You can play frisbee with him. Good boy. 10 out of 10 game. Oh, the new Dunk City Festival with Jump Up Superstar playing in the background is definitely one of the most magical moments, not only in Mario, but in all of Nintendo history. Man, I should really do a proper second playthrough of this game someday. You've got a pure heart! My favorite Mario game of all time is Super Paper Mario. I love this game. I love it, 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 I love it. Even though it's not turn-based, it is still an RPG, and it was my first RPG, igniting my love for this genre. This game kind of plays like a linear 2D platformer most of the time, but with lots of RPG elements thrown into the mix in an RPG world. You know how 2D Mario games give you a useless score that absolutely no one cares about? Well, in this game, that score is now your experience points, finally making it useful. Basically, this game is kind of an action RPG. You can play as Mario, who can temporarily turn the area 3D in order to find secrets and hidden paths. Peach can float with her parasol, and she can even block attacks with it, which is really OP. Bowser does double damage and can spit fire. An easy mode character basically. And Luigi can jump really high. I love how ridiculous this game can get. There's references to the Wii Shop channel and Zelda 2. Then you go into labor. No, not that kind of labor. This kind of labor. To pay off your debt. There's nightmare fuel. Lots and lots of nightmare fuel. You could go to space before Mario Galaxy was even out. At one point in the game, Mario, Luigi and Bowser literally get sent to hell and Princess Peach to heaven. And then Luigi kills Satan. I'm not kidding, this actually happens. There's even a moment where you have to kill a king, but as it turns out, the king you just killed wasn't so evil after all. And no, the king never comes back to life. Mario and his friends literally killed an innocent being and they don't give a crap as they stare into space. Of course they got sent to hell. Then there's moments like this. But my favorite chapter is chapter 3, where a stereotypical nerd who loves video games and anime kidnaps your partner Tippy and we have to infiltrate his fortress filled with kitty mates. Yes, that's right, kitty mates that say, "Welcome home, master!" Oh, and he also has a Hatsune Miku poster. Only hot girls are allowed inside this room, and you have to answer some very specific questions too in order to get inside. Video games and hot babes are totally high technical! True. If it's limited edition, buy it. True. I have bought games I have never played. True. My first love was an anime character. Shinjitsu! Ooh! I love going on message boards and complaining about games I've never played before. The Xenoblade 2 haters in a nutshell. And then the game turns into a dating simulator and you have to pick the answers for Peach. You can even turn her into a gold digger if you like. And then she starts wondering who is picking these answers for her, breaking the fourth wall. So because this was my first RPG, this was the very first time I played a very story heavy game. This is the darkest Mario game of all time in my opinion, and there's even a very heartbreaking yet sweet love story going on too. I didn't know video games could be like this when I was a kid, and that's why this Mario game specifically had such a big impact on me. For the entire game long, there is a black hole in the sky that keeps getting bigger. This black hole will eventually swallow every single dimension. That includes the afterlife, by the way. Nobody is safe. At one point, you are forced out of a chapter because the dimension you were in was about to get destroyed. Then, if you go back, it's just a world of nothing now. I love this game so much. The story, the original characters with very underrated designs by the way, the gameplay, and of course my favorite Mario soundtrack of all time. When I was capturing footage for this video, I ended up playing through the entire game all over again. I just couldn't stop playing. This game is just too good. I would love to get a sequel to this game one day with more playable characters such as Yoshi, Toad, Wario, Rosalina, etc. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. And that was it, my top 10 Mario games. I had so much fun revisiting these games to get myself hyped up for the movie. What's that, Mario? You want to say something to end off the video? Well, okay then, here you go.
It's a me, a Mario.